Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey, Roberters and Robertalinos. Good evening. Welcome to J is for Justice. My name is Jay, and I am your host this evening. And I want to just say real quick, if you have lost your membership, if you come in here and you are no longer a Roberter, or you got some email that said J is for Justice has canceled your membership, it's not because I don't want you. If you weren't here the past couple days, we did some revamping of the tiers. And, yeah, so you have to rejoin. So thank you so much to all the Roberters that are rejoining.
Roberta.
Kim Hunter and Muffin Top. Welcome to Roberter. So that's the deal with the memberships. Just so you're not confused. Just all you have to do is rejoin. And if you consider rejoining, I do appreciate it. I know that it's tough times for everyone. So if you can't rejoin, I do understand. And you are still one of my Roberters. So moving on. How about this news, guys? Looks like Jimmy the PI has gotten a cease and desist. What do you guys think about that? Let's do a quick poll. I have a question. Okay, hang on. Okay, there is your poll for Friday Night Live. Hey, we're doing a Friday Night Live. It's Friday night on J is for Justice.
Roberta.
This is pretty much the worst video ever made.
Okay, so there's your question. Do you think that this means all the YouTubers who had Jim the PI on their channel and let him state all of these defamatory things? Heather J, thank you so much. Look at Heather J gave me a big booty. She says, kiss my booty. Jerry, I didn't cancel any memberships. If you rewind about 3 minutes, I explained everything. We revamped the tiers. You have to rejoin. And if you consider rejoining, I do appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. My glasses are getting on my nerves. So thank you to those who have rejoined. We have 73 votes coming in hot. Only 37% of you think that they're going to have to remove their videos with Jim in them. So I don't, if you don't think, thank you so much, Shell. She says, game over. The game is over, Jim the PI. Ha! Ha! Dodge that bullet. Stand down. Diamond, thank you so much. Big hearts back to you, sweetheart. So if you guys are, you guys know they're wanting him to cease and desist. What do you think they're wanting him to cease and desist? Jim doesn't have his own channel, does he? Jim isn't saying all these things on his own channel, is he? Jerry, welcome back to Roberta.
You buzzed?
Let's read on. Let's see what the lawyer says. Thank you to Nate Eaton at East Idaho News for always giving us this breaking news on this story. Idaho Falls, the family of a missing man from eastern Idaho is demanding a private investigator stop his involvement in the search for their son. Dylan Rounds, 19, vanished over a month ago while farming in the rural town of Lucin near the Utah-Nevada border. He last spoke with his grandmother on May the 28th. Since then, nobody has heard from him, and other than a pair of Rounds boots on the property, there has been no sign of him anywhere. James Terry with Gulf Coast Investigation in Florida has been investigating the case, but on Thursday, Idaho Falls-based attorney Ronald Swafford sent Terry a cease and desist on behalf of Rounds' parents, Justin Rounds and Candace Cooley. My office has been retained by the Rounds and Cooley families to send this letter to you and demand that you immediately cease and desist your continued non-authorized involvement in the Dylan Rounds case. Swafford wrote, "You have made malicious, unfounded, and incorrect statements and have made verbal and written attacks on the Rounds and Cooley families." Terry has spoken about the case on videos online. And Swafford wrote that Terry's words are damaging the integrity and the effectiveness of the entire investigation. He's not doing it on his own YouTube channel. He's saying these things he's using YouTubers as a vessel. I'm thinking these vessels are going to have to delete their videos. So the ones that are like showing this, that had him on night after night, shit show after shit show, defamatory statement after defamatory statement, you might not want to like go live and say this publicly because you're the reason for it. Since Rounds disappeared, multiple searches have been conducted in the Lucin and Montello, Nevada areas. The FBI is assisting the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office with the investigation, and people who knew Rounds have been interviewed by law enforcement. Rounds' parents say they are focused on finding their son and don't want Terry's private investigation to be a distraction. Your actions are diverting the focus from finding Dylan Rounds to what appears to be your own personal agenda.
That's correct.
Or vendetta, and or to promote yourself at the expense of the truth. Swafford wrote, "The family of Dylan Rounds do not want to waste their time, resources, and energy with any further action against you in this matter, and therefore request your immediate compliance." And this is the letter that was sent on behalf of the Dylan Rounds parents. And then it says down here, there's more that they didn't put in the article. Your background. I told you guys about his background. The dude spent time in prison. And I heard him on a live stream go, well, I can do this and that because I don't have a felony on my record. I don't know how he escaped from a felony on his record, but he told me he would never come back to Pinellas County. And when I hear someone say, I'll never go back to that county, even though my parents live there, I meet them in other cities, I got to wonder why. So when he didn't show up that day and he was calling while I was live, I didn't answer him for a reason. I think that his lack of integrity was all I needed when he didn't show up. But they included your background and record of services has confirmed your lack of credibility and integrity. This has further been demonstrated by your actions in this matter since your release from this matter. We further demand you send to me, as legal counsel for the Dylan Rounds family, all recordings, memoranda, notes, and your complete file in this matter. See that? And people that had him on their live stream night after night, laughing, carrying on, wanting the clicks and views, wanting the super chats, wanting him to, bring viewers into their chat rooms. Yep. We further demand you send to me as legal counsel for the Dylan Rounds family all recordings, memoranda, notes, and your complete file in this matter. Very truly yours, Ronald L. Swafford. So I hope this sets a precedence for other YouTubers to not do the fake shit. To not do the fake shit.
Ashley, nobody said yikes, he hasn't come home, Ashley.
Who's BDAC? Oh. Purple pepper. A judge would have to order that. A lawyer cannot. You're right. The lawyer, this is called paper trail. This is called following a chain of command. Okay. So the first step before filing a lawsuit on someone is to send a cease and desist. And then they also requested all these things. Even if he doesn't send it right now, if they want to take it further, they can. That's the point. You guys may laugh and go, oh, this doesn't mean anything. Oh, they don't have to. It's not a judge. Not yet. This is what's called the first step. People try to do things outside of court before they file, right? Because lawsuits are very expensive. And I think they want to focus their monies and their energies on finding their son, whether he's gay or not. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's gay or not. It doesn't matter what anything that this guy said. The bottom line is their son's missing. And his mother thinks he was murdered. So that came out too. Welcome back to Roberta BDAC. Oh, there's Detective Chick again. Hi, Detective Chick. Hi, I see you. Thank you for joining again. I saw you joined yesterday. Cotton Candy Boobs. Welcome back to Roberta. Thank you guys for still supporting me through these changes. BDAC, you sent me the headphones. Oh my God, I've been wanting to thank you since Christmas. Thank you so much for sending me the headphones. I love them. Oh my God, I baby them. Are you kidding me? I love them. They're like my favorite thing in the whole world. Jonesy, welcome to Roberta. Plant Diva, thanks for becoming a Roberta again. All of you guys are awesome. Heather J, thank you for becoming a Roberta. Oh my God, Heather J's profile picture is that girl with Heather, you crack me up. I love you too, Cotton Candy Boobs. Diamonds, thank you for becoming a Roberta again. So now after everybody rejoins, I can, there's a new thing too YouTube has made where we can keep track of our members better. We're going to do some fun stuff. Like members are going to be one of the core things of my channel, just so you guys know. Caitlin. Okay, so one other thing that I forgot to say about this Jim guy is that as far as I know, I mean, I haven't watched anything that he's been on. I've just heard he's been on channel after channel. Since he stood me up, I haven't watched anything. But anyways, I don't even think he went out there. I don't think he left the state of Mississippi that he lives in. Ben Deo, but Doug tries out new material when Jim the PI is on. I don't know what he does. All I'm saying is if this family doesn't like what's being put out there, shouldn't we respect that? Shouldn't we respect that? The kid hasn't even been found. Why can't we hold off? You know? Oh, BDAC, I was your first channel. Ah, hey, Mike. Hope you're enjoying your son and grandkids. Yeah, I'm good. I saw he wanted me to call him or whatever, but after someone's already been like smearing themselves all over YouTube, it just kind of gets gross. Like he did so many lives. Like why do I need to do one at this point? It's the same shiz on every stream probably. Sister Knives, hey. Mel's Gremlins, welcome to Roberta. Hey, Leo. Mind your beeswax. Just curious, how is your berating Jim any different than from what you are currently accusing him of? Huh? Berating? I'm just stating the truth. I'm berating him because I'm showing a cease and desist because he's been all over YouTube talking about these people's missing son and they want him to stop. I mean, if they want him to stop, don't you think he should stop? It's kind of disrespectful. It's kind of like a laundry potato situation where you kind of have to use your moral compass, I think. Hey, Mary Hillebrandt. I think you have to use your moral compass. Yeah. Polkaroo like sloppy 120ths. Okay, so did you guys see Dylan's mom stating that she thinks her son was murdered? Did you guys see that? "17 hours ago. Yay, Mike. Hey, John Gone girl. Judy Holiday, Chris from Monsters Under Our Beds, who has been on the ground, has said that the PI is not far off from what he was seeing. Did the PI talk about this guy that just got arrested? Because it seems like this guy is a really pivotal person. Leo Tech, welcome back, Roberta. Katie S., do I know the background on the mother? No, does it matter? Oh, he's starting a channel? Ew. It's getting slimy with him. He started a Cash App and starting a channel with I just don't think that it... Did he talk about... I want to know, did Jim the PI get the tip that led the FBI to this James... Or what's his name? The neighbor? The squatter? I mean, they ponied up $100,000. They don't want to waste their money suing this fucking PI who never even went out to where they live. Brenner, James Brenner. Did he provide the tip that led to James Brenner? You guys have watched him. Did he provide the tip that led to James Brenner? Who cares what the mother's debts are, though? Do we think that that has anything to do with Dylan? I agree. TM lies about donations. Yeah. He didn't break the case. So he sat in Mississippi. He gave his number out. He went on YouTube. He puts his phone number on his Zoom. If that's not self-promotion, I don't know what it is. So. I think at this point, I don't know. My moral compass says respect the family at this point. We didn't know this kid. We didn't know anybody who knew this kid. And I think there comes a point in these true crime cases where shit gets heavy, and when it involves a YouTube community, I don't know. I just don't know why people think he got locals to come out. He didn't go there. I mean, he took their calls and got their names. But how much did he find out that warrants like 100 YouTube videos? Painting services by Steve. Yay, it's Jay. Hello, beautiful. Said Stacy Lynn's dad. Like, duh. Stacy Lynn, if you're listening to, thank you. I got your donation. And just so you guys know, Doug, live from Northport, I sent, if you can check the community tab, I sent $200.
JD, it's, you have to stand down.
I sent $200. Thank you so much, Steve. Lucky Shooter, thank you. I just saw your super chat. Thank you, Lucky Shooter. I agree, Jerry. I don't know, you guys. I think that there just comes a time where you have to have like a moral compass. And when the family's upset enough where, I mean, I don't think the family's doing this because they want to keep anything under wraps. I think they just want to like lessen the shit shows in their lives and like be able to focus on the search efforts and the investigation. And I don't know. But anyways, yes, I sent the $200 to Doug's daughter, and she replied back right away. It's all in the community tab, so you guys can check that out. Thank you to those who donated to that. I think that it's really important just to show support. So anyways, moving on from the cease and desist. I didn't know if you guys had heard this because I just saw this early this morning. The mother of Dylan Rounds, look at this. Did you guys see this picture? The mother of Dylan Rounds, the teen farmer who has been missing in Utah since Memorial Day, strongly fears that the worst has happened to her 19-year-old son. Candace Cooley has reached out to a private investigator to find the boy, but she thinks he might have been murdered. At first, Cooley didn't find it out of the ordinary when Rounds didn't phone her for 3 or 4 days. Speaking with people, the mother said that her son would usually be out of reach for a few days, and then they would talk 5 days in a row when he'd finally call. Nevertheless, Rounds was always in contact with someone in their family in Idaho. He last talked with his grandmother on May 28th as he was getting ready to harvest the first crops in his farmland between Utah and Nevada. But when Cooley visited her son on May 30th, she found his property abandoned and his truck was inside a shed. A search and rescue team was called to track the teen farmer, and they found only a pair of boots amid a pile of dirt close to his RV camper. His other stuff, such as his wallet, cell phone, and pistol, were nowhere to be found. As much as I hate to say it, I'm about 99% sure somebody murdered my son, Cooley declared. And then Missing in America Network posted the $100,000 reward. It's a lot of money. I can't believe in that area, if someone knows something, they won't come forward with this kind of money. And I think that's what they're hoping for. For 3 years, Rounds dreamed of owning a farm as soon as he finished high school. Last year, his mother said the teenager worked hard to build his dream. Rounds had property along Box Elder County, but he lived in an RV camper as he worked from the ground up to prepare his crops. Following the search, the Box Elder County Sheriff's Department posted a notice on their social media page to inform the public that Rounds' case remains an active missing person investigation. Rounds' grandparents, on the other hand, hired private investigator James Terry to help with the case. 1 month after Rounds had gone missing, the authorities issued an arrest warrant for his neighbor, James Brenner, 59. What's weird to me is why this kid's hanging out with such old men. And they said that this guy's a family friend, so I don't know about that. But I think the investigators can put that stuff together, don't you? According to East Idaho News, the police talked to Brenner on June 7th on his trailer 5 miles from the teenager's farm. 9 days later, the police issued a search warrant and found Brenner in possession of different weapons. He was previously convicted for possession of a firearm. We still don't know what his original felony is. We know that this guy was a felon because he got in trouble previously for having a firearm, but what was the felony that he got in trouble for having the firearm for? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make sense. So we searched and searched, couldn't find anything. 9 days later, a witness named DH. I don't know if anybody's found out yet who DH is since yesterday. But DH said that Brenner brought 3 weapons to him for safekeeping around the time that Dylan went missing. DH knew that Brenner was not supposed to have any guns due to his criminal records. However, Brenner explained that the guns were owned by a guy on the property near him, and after learning about Rounds, DH turned over the firearms to the police, and the warrants were issued. The police have not mentioned whether Brenner is a suspect in the disappearance. Meanwhile, ABC4 reported that the Cooley family had cut ties with Terry. The boy's mother had accused Terry of spreading unconfirmed stories about what happened to her son. Cooley claimed that Terry was sharing these rumors, conspiracy theories, and crazy accusations into the public eye as he indulged TV, YouTube, and social media interviews. The investigator said he's helping trace Rounds by putting the boy's story on the internet. He alleged that Rounds was involved with the wrong crowd in Nevada based on tips he got from the citizens. Netizens? Roberta. Carrie, stand down. Thank you, Carrie. Terry also said he wants to close. Oh, what? Terry also said he wanted to close the case to claim the reward. The Cooley family has offered $100,000 for verified information on the teen farmer. So, wait a minute. What? When did he ever say that? I never heard he said that out loud. Have you guys? Let me see what you're saying. Let me end the poll. I never heard him say that. I mean, in his defense, I've never heard him say that. I think that might have been like some publication that isn't verified because I've never heard him say that. Do our Diddy. You've also got a bar that's allegedly only open a day a week but still meets rent. Could this business be a front for something nefarious? Puddin' Pops. He said last night on Doug's that he wanted the reward money now. Yeah, you probably shouldn't joke about that stuff. That's what I mean about the moral compass, you know? I mean, and sadly, when your kid goes missing, all of your dirt comes out. And, you can try to sweep it under the rug. I mean, a really good example is John and Reve Walsh. They managed to sweep so much under the rug when Adam went missing. His mother lied when she told Jim that Dylan graduated via GED. He did not graduate. Who cares? I mean, in all due respect, Katie S., does him being missing have anything to do with whether he actually graduated or just completed a GED? Does that change his missing status? It's irrelevant. It's being used as a way to put the kid down. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I don't care if the kid graduated or got his GED. Why does that matter? He's 19. He can get a job. Ashley Oaks. Oh my God, Jay, I want to know more about Walsh. Okay, I'll give you a little tidbit. So we all know that Adam Walsh went missing from Sears in Hollywood, Florida, right? I just wanted to see if that comment was in here, and it's not. They didn't talk about the PI in this article. The People magazine. This other one is Parent Herald. This is the one that said that I just read about the reward, him asking for the reward.
Roberta.
About us. Sarah Me, welcome back to Roberta. Parent Herald started out as a humble news site. Oh, there you go. You want to reach them and ask them about that comment? Here's the editors and the reporters right here. We've got Christine, Amanda, Claire, Abby, and Olivia. And there's their emails if you would like to reach out. And ask them about that comment about Jim. Because that's where this came from. ParentHerald.com. Never heard of it. I just don't think hiding he got a GED versus a diploma is really that big of a deal. Okay, so John Walsh. Let's talk about that for a second. Let me close this. So here's your little tidbit. Because I did some extensive research on this years ago. And I never did the live on it. I still have all of the stuff that I looked up. But at that time, it was against my better judgment to, say anything bad about John Walsh. Because the guy has such a good reputation. And I didn't want to look like I was like picking on this guy. And I just, he's got such a following. And I just thought, I'm just going to let this go. But for me, it was like really eye-opening and really interesting, the stuff that I found out. It's really kind of sad, though, because a lot of the people that were involved are dead. And you can't really get, firsthand accounts anymore, as far as lawyers and such. But I did find out, okay, so Adam went missing from Sears. And the story was that a security guard told the kids to leave. They told the kids to leave because they were fighting over the Atari system. Now, Reve, when she comes back, Adam's gone, right? So then it starts this big search, da-da-da-da-da. So then the Walshes filed a suit against Sears. I'm not telling Megan Walsh's story. I'm telling what I discovered. Walsh's lawyer is getting a C&D ready as you speak. Maybe. But it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not huge. I think everybody might know this stuff now, but not the mainstream never reported on it. But anyways, they filed a civil suit against Sears, saying it was Sears' fault that their security guard let Adam out of the building. Or made him leave the building. Also included in that lawsuit was a comment stating that the security guard who actually let him out was a female, 17-year-old female, and that she had had an abortion the day before, and that the Walshes didn't think she should have even been at work at Sears. So this was all part of a lawsuit, and they listed the female's name. I talked to that female security guard as an adult now. We had an extensive conversation. She wasn't the one who let Adam Walsh out, and she didn't have an abortion. But aside from that, that's a whole nother rabbit hole that I got down that I can share with you guys at a later date. But regarding the lawsuit, so they put all this stuff in this lawsuit against Sears. Sears then responds and says, okay, if all of this stuff is going in the lawsuit and you're going to go through with this civil lawsuit, basically your drug use, cocaine and marijuana, and Rivet's affair is going to also be brought out in court because that states to your character. The Walshes in turn dropped the suit completely. Completely. So I found this fascinating. I'm like, holy shit. So I go to look up all the lawyers that worked for Sears. And I'm like, shit, man. I'm like, I got to talk to these lawyers and see what's going on, right? Well, the lawyers have all passed away. They're all passed away. I looked for them all. Even the guy that did the media, what do you call them? The spokesperson, the media spokesperson for Sears. He's even gone. So I even tried reaching out to him. You guys, yes, I have been holding this shit in. I've been holding it in, alligator. There's so much I uncovered. And this woman that I spoke to, the one that was the security guard she lived her whole life being blamed for the one that led Adam out of that building, and she didn't do it. And she's like, if you can please find my deposition, excuse me. She's like, if you can please find my deposition from Sears so that I can clear my name, because I know it wasn't me. I told them it wasn't me. She was called to the Atari that day, but it was before Adam went missing. It was either before or after Adam went missing. Adam went missing around noon was when Sears started the search. She did it, I think, at 2 p.m. She got called to the Atari. Or maybe it was before. Something like that. I can't remember exactly. But I'm telling you, there's a lot more to the story. Then, also, have you guys ever heard about the Jeff Dahmer connection to Adam Walsh's case, possibly? Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it in anymore. I love Atari. Okay, so then, yes, her timeline, way off. Okay, listen to this, you guys. I get so fired up. I'm so passionate about this case. So listen. The morning of the day that Adam Walsh went missing, if you watch the made-for-TV movie on this, it's called Adam, okay? You watch the beginning, it's like, Leave It to Beaver, mom's in the kitchen making breakfast, grandma's at the kitchen table, Adam's eating cereal, Mr. Walsh is getting ready for work to his corporate job. It's like fucking Leave It to Beaver scene. What really happened was Mr. Walsh was at work. His friend was living with them for 2 years. And his wife, Rivet, was having an affair with this man. So this man and Adam and Rivet all had breakfast in the kitchen that morning before this man went to work. And he owned one of those beachside, rent a raft or whatever. Yes, an after school special. Oh my God, it's so true. So true. So anyways, the three of them had their breakfast, and then he sometimes took Adam to work with him. And I guess Reve had asked him, will you take Adam with you today? And he said, I can't because I've got to do this, that, or the other. Now, she took him to Sears with her instead. Now, she says she was gone for like 5 minutes or something like that. And then Sears claims that she had left him there for 90 minutes. Giraffes. Like, don't come in here and like tell me what to talk about. I mean, really? Hey, Giraffes, how about you go just start your own channel? Have a nice day, sweetheart. Anyways, I've got so much that I uncovered. It was really, really crazy and eye-opening, but it was really interesting just to go back and even look at the investigation. And, you know, a lot of the file ended up disappearing in this case as well. A lot of the police files. There's a lot to it. So also, I talked to a guy who wrote a book who was at the mall that day. And he was in, can't remember what store he said. I have it all in my notes, but he was in a store. He was approached by someone who he later identified as Jeffrey Dahmer. Said that he approached him in the store. He, you know, made him uncomfortable, and he watched where this guy took off to when they left because he thought he was kind of sus. And he said that he was going towards the Sears. But he later, you know, he didn't know the kid went missing until later. And then he was like, oh my God, I saw this guy. Yeah, you're right in that area, aren't you, Mike Sanner? Mike Sanner, can you go by the Walsh's old house and take pictures and video for me? I saw the interview of Lily, who was claiming to be Adam. Was said she tried to have DNA. No, that's fake news. There's no, Adam is not alive and living as a woman. Come on. Come on, you guys. That is like as bad as Jim the PI stuff. Don't know. Yes, only his head was found on the side of the Florida Turnpike in water. I don't think that all those people that saw Adam's head lied. He's not fucking alive looking like a woman. Don't even entertain that shit. I can't.
Roberta.
No, so the rumor has it, and this is just rumor, they said that she went and met with her man outside in the car. I don't know. I never found any proof of that. I saw lots of speculation about that. It is a tragedy. It is a tragedy. And I have no doubt that there was some sicko that took advantage of Adam, but I don't think it was that dude. I don't think it was the one that they accused, that Dooley, or what's his name? Dooley? I don't know, but we will do a case rewind, Lena, on the Walsh case for sure. So Reve was that much younger than him? I didn't realize that. He was 22, she was 16. I didn't know that. I don't think there was cameras. Ashley Morgan, thank you for subscribing, Ash. That case terrified me too, Tracy. That is the one that always... You live in Vero Beach? Blondie, can you email the team? Can you guys put the team email in? Otis Toole. It's Otis Toole. The one that they actually said did it. So it was like a seer. I can't wait to go over this with you guys. Wow. Yeah, I just like to see like real pictures. I don't know. I can do that though. I will for sure. I'm about 30 minutes north of there now. I lived 10 minutes from the mall when it happened. Do you remember it happening, Mike? So rumor has it, listen to this. This isn't even a rumor. It is fact that Jeffrey Dahmer worked at a sub shop in Hollywood, Florida at the time that Adam Walsh went missing. That is a fact. Here's another fact. Someone saw a suspicious van parked out the Sears around the time that Adam went missing. Here's another fact. Jeffrey Dahmer drove a van for the sub shop. Here's another random fun fact. Jeffrey Dahmer lived down here during that time. Here's another random fun fact. Jeffrey Dahmer would save body parts. Right? Which one, Jen? Which one from Michigan? So you're 4 miles from the mall. So now that mall is like a Target. This happened in 1982, I believe, right? Was it 82? I was so scared to be out of my sight, out of my mom's sight at the mall. 1981. 1981. Yeah, so Dahmer then moved back up, but he was down here. He was living in that area. And then this guy that I talked to on the phone that wrote this book, I'll get all of the names and everything from you guys. Yeah, that's why I said Karen Lee. It was noon. The guy that saw that had that uncomfortable encounter, he thought the guy was hitting on him in the store. And it was Radio Shack. He was in Radio Shack. So you know what? Go ahead and Google Adam Walsh, Jeff Dahmer, Radio Shack. So this guy that wrote this book says he, after the fact, was like, oh my God, when he saw, they didn't know. They just knew they saw a creepy guy and he walked towards Sears and he told the police that. It wasn't until Dahmer committed his murders that the people in Hollywood saw his mugshot and said, holy shit, that's the guy. I think Dahmer, he could have graduated to what he was doing. These sickos don't start out. Look at Ethan Crumbly. He killed a baby bird and put it in a jar, and then he killed people. I just think it's an interesting coincidence that Jeffrey Dahmer lived there. That's fact. I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying he had anything to do with it, but it is very, very thought-provoking that only Adam's head was found. Oh my gosh, Mike Sanner. I lost my daughter in there because she decided to play hide and seek. After 10 minutes, we found her hiding in a circular clothes rack. Scary shit. Yeah, he was working for a sub shop. Let me show you guys. I'm not talking out my butt. My friend Gina Garcia was taken by Otis O'Toole from the Orlando Mall. He thought she was a boy. She produced a movie on it called Untold. Really, Rhonda Adams? Wow. He was in Orlando? Did you, Potato? Okay, so Jeff Dahmer, Hollywood, Florida. Let's see what comes up. March 30th, 2010. Jeffrey Dahmer could be connected to Adam Walsh murder. Dahmer was less than 20 miles. This is from NBC Chicago. Hold on, you guys can't see it for some odd reason. Oh my gosh. And okay. I need new glasses. Jeffrey Dahmer could be connected to Adam Walsh murder. March 30th, 2010. Two horrendously memorable murder stories have just collided. Infamous killer Jeffrey Dahmer could have some disconcerting ties with the 81 murder of 6-year-old Adam Walsh, according to an investigation by the Miami Herald. On July 27th, 81, young Adam was abducted from a department store in Hollywood, Florida. Early descriptions of the getaway vehicle were a blue van. Adam's severed head was found on August 10th, approximately 120 miles north, in a canal in Vero Beach. The rest of his remains were never recovered. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Dahmer murdered 17 men and boys, most of them in Milwaukee between 87 and 91. So if he started killing in 87, that would have been pre his murder spree, right? His murders involved rape, torture, necrophilia, cannibalism, and severed heads. But before that, Dahmer had gone to Miami Beach after he was discharged from the Army in 81, the same year Adam was kidnapped and murdered. When the Army discharged Dahmer, it told him he could have a plane ticket anywhere in the United States. Dahmer told police he couldn't go home to face his father, so he headed to Miami Beach because he was tired of the cold. Miami Beach is less than 20 miles from Hollywood, Florida. Hey, Moonray. Even more disturbingly, the Miami Herald found witnesses who say they saw Dahmer at a Hollywood mall with Adam Walsh that day. And some people say Dahmer had access to a blue van matching the description of the getaway vehicle. When detectives questioned Dahmer about the Walsh murder, he simply said nothing to do with it. And the investigation ended there. Officials took the word of a sociopathic serial killer as truth. In December 2008, police named Adam's killer as Otis Toole, who had died of liver failure in 96. He reportedly confessed on his deathbed to his niece that he murdered and decapitated Adam Walsh. However, he confessed to the boy's murder more than once and has always recanted. In fact, Toole implicated himself in over 200 different homicides, though it has been proven that he did not commit most of them. So could Dahmer be responsible for the young boy's death and dismemberment? Nearly 30 years later, we're still looking for an answer. This is the sketch of the guy that was seen with Adam Walsh. Or no. Twin City Mall. Hang on a second. So he was living here for 6 months in Sunny Isles Beach. Shortly after graduating high school, Dahmer, with no real plan of action what to do with his life, he joined the U.S. military. In spring of 81, he was discharged primarily for alcohol abuse. So, Ken Hoppert, the manager of Sunshine Subs in the strip mall at Northeast 170th Street in Collins, noticed Dahmer digging through the dumpster behind his business. Hoppert invited him in for something to eat and learned of Dahmer's recent discharge from the military. He offered Dahmer a job and even put him up in a room at the nearby Bimini Motel. Hoppert had difficulty with Dahmer as an employee. He often came to work looking very disheveled and sometimes even drunk. Often, Hoppert would just send him home and try again the next day. Perhaps the most startling thing to happen during Dahmer's employment was the time Dahmer had approached Hoppert to inform him of a dead body behind the sub shop that Dahmer claims he had been stepping over all morning when unloading trash into the dumpster. What? I know he agrees to it, Rhonda. I get it. I just think, I think he agreed. I don't know. I know what he agrees to. I don't think that means that Toole did it. I don't believe that. So he told his boss, Miami-Dade police records do show that Dahmer did indeed report finding a dead body on July 7th, 1981. What? He recanted, dude, that Otis O'Toole or whatever, he confessed to 200 homicides that he didn't do. Kidding me? I don't believe him. This was just a few weeks before the infamous kidnapping of Adam Walsh, son of America's Most Wanted host, John Walsh. Adam was kidnapped on July 27th. Holy shit, this month is going to be the anniversary. Wow. Which was only a few miles away from where Dahmer was living. A few years ago, Hollywood police closed the case and pinned it on Jacksonville serial killer Otis Toole. And Otis was already dead. Dead men can't talk, right? But was Toole really guilty? The true crime writer and former reporter for the Hollywood Sun-Tatler newspaper, Arthur J. Harris, is set out to trace Dahmer's timeline and has written several books on the topic. He is the reason we know so much about what Dahmer did here. Harris is convinced Dahmer may have been responsible for the crime. Many witnesses reported Adam was kidnapped by someone in a blue van. Sunshine Subs owned a blue van that employees regularly had access to that disappeared for days on end often. Did Dahmer have access to his van? Harris did present some interesting observations. Exactly 2 weeks before Walsh was kidnapped, a young boy named Terry Keaton was playing in a similar Atari display in the Sears and at the Twin City Mall in North Palm Beach. A man attempted to grab him and Keaton got away, but not without making a quick ruckus in the store. The attempted kidnapper also got away, but several people got a good look at him, enough so that North Palm Beach police were able to publish a police sketch which resembled what Dahmer would have looked like at the time. So this guy here tried to kidnap someone playing Atari in a nearby mall. And those look like some cannibal eating teeth to me. I don't know.
He doesn't know. He does not know.
With the recent release of the movie My Friend Dahmer, I thought it a good time to remind people that Dahmer lived in South Florida for a short while in 1981 after a stint in the military. The movie is based on the true biographical graphic novel by Durf Back Durf, who coincidentally got his career start as a cartoonist for the Palm Beach Post in the 80s. Unbeknownst to anyone at the time, Dahmer had already killed hitchhiker Stephen Hicks a few years earlier, but none of that was learned until after his notorious 1991 arrest, when police raided his Milwaukee apartment and found evidence of cannibalism, body parts stashed all over the apartment, some in jars of acid and others frozen. And we will go over this in detail. So this is why he left. Okay, let's read about why he left really quick. So Dahmer, unable to make something of himself in South Florida, his father wired him money to come home by the end of the summer in 1981. The rest of Dahmer's story is history. If you'd like to read more about Jeffrey Dahmer's time in Florida and his possible involvement in Adam Walsh's murder, check out Arthur J. Harris, Jeffrey Dahmer's Dirty Secret, or Willis Morgan's Frustrated Witness. Willis Morgan is the guy I talked to. Frustrated Witness, that's it. Willis Morgan. He's the one that was in the Radio Shack. Both offer great insight on the case and what South Florida was like at the time. According to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, there are currently 6 unidentified bodies that were found in Broward and Dade counties from the summer of 1981. We don't know who the victims were or what happened to them. Could these be additional Dahmer victims? At least 4 of them fit Dahmer's primary interests of young men. Anything's possible. I mean, if... I don't know. I just think they look very similar. So, yeah, we will do a deep dive. We'll do a case rewind on that one. Poor little Adam. What? Hold on. What is this? 2016, Jeffrey Dahmer's house for rent during GOP convention. Hey, Olive Juice. Hey, Muffin Top. Hey, Laura. If I said hi to you twice, apologize. That's Dahmer's house. Whoa. The Akron Beacon Journal reports that approved housing provider for the event, Howard Hanna, is listing the reputed cannibal's suburban Akron childhood home for $8,000 during the week of the convention. The house is where in 1978 Dahmer is believed to have killed and strew the remains of Stephen Hicks, the first of 17 victims he murdered in a spree that lasted till 91. What? Who's Howard Hanna? What is the shit I find? We're sorry, but this... Oh, real estate services. All right, let's look. So nosy. He grew up in Ohio? I guess I didn't realize that. I thought he grew up in Wisconsin, don't you know? Creep Town, dude.
Creep Town, dude.
Hey, Jack Hideous. Yeah, but they have an alarm system. Oh, man. Creepy. Ugh. So, yeah, we can dig into this another time. Definitely. Interesting, though, huh? There's a lot to dig into just because there's been so much time, you know. So this is what Jeff looked like back then. As a younger guy. Ew. Oh. Of course, Radar Online coming through with the photos. Let's look at Jeff Dahmer's house real quick. Really? Crisis cast? Sick. Who calls themselves that anyways? Let's take a peeky inside, shall we? Yay, I can't wait, Potato. Oh my God, so many ads. Where's the damn pictures? It was just sold recently for $329,000. Well, that was a big fat nothing, Radar. There's John and Reve. And there's little Megan. See little Megan? Yeah, just a little peek. I don't know how the Walshes got through that whole ordeal, to be honest with you. With her having an affair with his best friend and then their kid going missing. I don't know. All right. Let me come over to chat. You guys got any questions? Let's see what you got going on over here. La Cake Maker. Thank you guys all for joining back to the Roberta status. Ashley Morgan, thank you for subscribing. We have the following that became Roberters during this live stream. Sarah Me, Carrie, Leotech, Jonesy, Cotton Candy Boobs, BDAC, who got me these wonderful headphones I love so much. Jerry, Diamonds, Heather J, Muffin Top, Kim Hunter, and Laura W, Jen Isley, Olive Juice, Shay, Mama She, Cousin Tracy, Jennifer, Kay, Lucia Williamson, and Ange Carter. And I think that takes us back all day today. That was today. You guys are amazing. Amazing. Jay should rent that house and stay for a weekend. I don't think so. How about we have Maligator do it? She's closer. Well, everyone have a happy 4th of July if I don't talk to you. Again, I'm having William Steele on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. We are going to have some discussions about Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. You're not going to want to miss it. But I did do a poll the other day. You guys wanted to see JonBenet Ramsey. I love that you want JonBenet Ramsey. But after talking with the team, we're like, another kid case right away. Casey Anthony's was pretty heavy. So we're going to finish off Casey and then we're going to start on another one. But I think I'm going to have to make another poll. I'm going to figure out how to make another poll. So you guys can decide. We can do Adam Walsh. We can do... I can't remember what the other one was we were talking about. But anyways, look for the poll for members in the member section. If you are not a member, you can become one today. All you have to do is put !member in chat. And if you ever want to pull up email for the team, you can put !tips and !email. So email the team, guys. Utilize them. They're there. If you have anything that you want to get to them or talk to them about, you can always email the team. They are there for you to communicate with. So thank you to the team for that extra help as well. Egypt, OJ, I know. Karen Lee, sure, yeah, I'm gonna dig through that all. Can we do a poll on today on a case? We have 300 in here. No, because I don't know which ones yet. We got to talk about it. So we'll put it up. We'll put it up in the member section of the community tab, and you guys can sound off there, but I want to make sure that we have everything covered. And yeah, I want to skip a kid case. Like maybe JonBenet can be next. Like I'm not saying we won't do JonBenet, but how about if we put like a different case in between? Oh, the Manson murders. That was the one. That was the one we were talking about. The Manson family murders, you guys. I have an author who's willing to come on here that has put together a connection between Sharon Tate and Charles Manson. So it might be a tie-up between Manson and Walsh. That's going to be a tough one to decide. Cool, Allison. Cool. I mean, what do you want me to say to that? Good luck to them. I don't care what they do. All right, so it's between Walsh and the Manson murders. So let me and the team talk, and then we will put the poll up, and you guys can decide. I want the members to be the ultimate deciders of this, because this is where I'm rolling in. You members are going to be the backbone of this channel, so I want you guys to be part of these decisions and stuff. So look for that, and I love you guys, and thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. If I don't see you on Sunday evening with William Steele. Wow, Carrie, that's awesome. Hi, you guys. Dance it out, and hopefully I'll see you Sunday night for the Maxwell and Epstein discussion. Yikes, Ashley. Have a good one, and happy 4th. Happy birthday, America.
About you and your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much, I have heard enough. About you and your problems, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn, damn, damn. I don't give a damn.
He's evil in the flesh.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Evil. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel
That's hearsay, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds creepy.
You're making plans to
Hallway,
get to
if you will.
friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got
That's
time,
correct.
I ain't got time for that.
Roberta,
Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs.
He liked to twirl.
By the pool, sipping on
JB, it's
Thank you so much.
you have to